Good morning from Chicago, the risk management capital of the world. Alan Nuckman from Trading Advantage with your morning market stir for Wednesday, May 1st. Well, an apple a day makes 12-year records go away. We had the stock market rally big yesterday. The NASDAQ futures were up the most, up 21 points at 2880. With the Apple resurgence over the last couple of sessions, we see the NASDAQ now at 12-year highs. The S&P approached all-time highs yesterday, got very close within a quarter point, closed at 1592 and a quarter, up 4 on the session. Dow futures added 25 at 14,773. We had the euro currency continue its upward movement, up 76 yesterday, 131.65, remaining above 131, as the dollar index continues to be below that 82 support that we've seen since the end of February, 81.79 down 42 to turn the tables and maybe looking at a top in the dollar. Bond market was quiet again, down 5 points at 148.14, holding stubbornly high even though the rest of the markets continue to move higher as well. We got crude oil off yesterday, down to $1.42, 93.08. 95 seems to be a very hard wall of resistance that has held back crude after that big resurgence. The gold market was steady yesterday, up a few dollars, up $8 at 14.76. 14.85 is a high from last week that we'll want to keep an eye on, and then that 14.50, 14.45 pivot, which is the halfway support level of the 15.70 downward movement down to 13.20. So after a record day in the NASDAQ yesterday, where do things stand here on this Wednesday morning to start a new trading day? Well, we got new record highs in the E-mini S&P. We're at 1594 right now, up 1.5. So we took out the 1593 high from the 11th of April and voided that big sell-off. Now that 60-point sell-off does have a measured move up to 1650 from the 1590 breakout. So we'll want to see if we can get to that next upside target at 1650. Dow futures are up 10, 14,783, and the Nasdaq steady at 2882 as we stand. The bigger news is going on in the euro currency. The euro currency is above 132, 132.12, up 45, the highest level since February. Now that previous peak at 137 and that previous low at 128 has a resistance at the midpoint at 132.5. So keep a big eye on 132.5 on a weekly basis and see if the euro can break this recent downtrend. With the euro higher, obviously the dollar's lower. We've got bonds unchanged, and the yield on the 30-year Treasury is still stuck. We're right now at 2.88%. With not much happening in bonds, like I said, they've been holding stubbornly high, even though the rest of the markets have gone upward. You might have thought there might be some safety unwinding, but not so far. Looking at crude, crude's down $1 at 92.88. Crude had traded last week between 86 and 90, had a breakout that targeted 94. Now we'll want to see if that 90 holds as support down below. And the gold market stands pretty steady right now at 1469 down 3. Again, 1445, 1450 is a support point that we want to look at down below. So to wrap up the current action here on this Wednesday morning, we're positive once again after a record day in the NASDAQ. We're making a record day here so far in the S&P. We're at 1594 up 1.5 with 1650 the bigger target up above. 14,783 up 10 is where the Dow futures stand. Right now, 2 hours to go before the stock market open. I will see you Thursday morning for the Stir in the Markets to set up your trading day. Alan Nuckman from Trading Advantage here at the CME Group, where it all comes back to commodities.